Hello, welcome to my December favourites and Happy New Year. I know this isn't my first video of the year, it's probably like my 10th, but still, Happy New Year. We don't have loads of favourites this month, which is really interesting because usually December is my biggest month for favourites because of presents and whatnot. But this year, we've kept it quite minimal, which is good. And it's mostly just because it's been a really busy month. So to begin with, I've just got one movie, and that is Holidate, which is a Christmassy movie. I enjoyed it. It was a bit silly. It was just your typical rom-com, but I enjoyed it. Next, we have a TV show called Merry Happy Whatever, which is, again, a Christmassy TV show that it was just light and easy to watch. The dialogue felt very stilted, I don't know, and it had that canned laughter type thing, which I didn't love. But I enjoyed it. It was a easy enough thing to watch, so I enjoyed it. Next, we've got 3 books. I'm impressed I even managed to make it to 3 this month, to be honest, because it was so busy and I had so little time, so I'm just proud of myself for having made it to 3. The first one I read, which I read I think quite quickly, was A Christmas Visitor by Anne Perry. It didn't really feel like a Christmas book, even though it has the word Christmas in the title, but I enjoyed it anyway. I don't think it was a very long book. I think it was only about 3 or 4 hours long. The next book I read was Last Christmas in Paris by Hazel Gaynor and Heather Webb. I can't believe I got that right. I loved this book. It was so sweet. It was really clever because the whole book is written in letters. So there's no dialogue, there's no narration, it is literally all letters, and I loved it. I think, maybe I'm mistaken, but that's how I remember it. Again, I wouldn't necessarily say it was a Christmas book, but it was a really good, I think it was a historical fiction, and I tend to like historical fiction anyway, and it was set during the Second World War, or maybe the First World War. Actually, I think it was the First World War. But either way, I highly recommend this book, I really enjoyed it. And the third one was a non-fiction. I felt like I had to do at least one non-fiction to finish the year off, and it was How to Make $1 Million Before Lunch by Rachel Bridge, I want to say. And I'd be right. This book was, I am going to make my tier ranking now that the year is over. I'm going to make my tier ranking of non-fiction books. I enjoyed this book, but it was very business owner focused, and I didn't expect that really. Maybe I should have read the blurb or something. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But I thought it would be a good book to read because A, I'm self-employed, so I thought maybe there'd be some information about that, and I also thought maybe it was just going to be about ways to sort of save money or make money. I thought it was maybe going to be about like side hustles or that kind of thing. But no, it was very much like if you want to be a business owner and start your own business, which is not really what I intend to do. It's not something I'm planning on doing, but I did think it was informative. I did think it was interesting. It was just totally not relevant to me. And because it wasn't relevant, maybe I have a warped sense of if it was actually informative, and maybe I just thought it was informative, but for people who actually want to start businesses, maybe it doesn't help them at all. I don't know. But I enjoyed it. Next, I have 2 food items. One are these Sint pralines. I don't know what they're actually called, but they are basically like Lindt balls that I had quite early on in the month, and they were really good. They were very chocolatey and sweet, but I enjoyed them. And then second of all, and I'm so excited about this, was my chocolate letter. If you've watched some of my videos, or if you watch my future vlogs, I will be talking more about this, but basically it's got to do with me being Dutch and celebrating Sinterklaas, and not having had a chocolate letter in many years, and finally having had one, and it just made me very happy. And it was tasty. And finally, we've just got one travel thing, which is Colmar in France. It's a place that is where Beauty and the Beast was based off of, and you can see why, and it was just so gorgeous and so magical and fairy tale-esque. So I would highly recommend going there. I'm kind of surprised that's my only travel favourite of the month. I feel like there ought to be more, but I don't know, I guess it's been such a busy month that maybe I just didn't think about things. So then the only thing we've got left is my song of the month, and I'll be honest with you, this one was a struggle to pick. But in the end, I went for Sprookjesbos, which is a K3 song, again, and the reason I've gone for it is because for some reason, every time I press shuffle on my playlist, this was one of the first songs to come up every time, and I do enjoy it, and it brings me back to my childhood. Because it's from one of their albums that I had on CD and would play every night, every day, all the time. Oh look, the sun's coming out. Thanks, sun. Although it's raining, so I wonder if there'll be a rainbow. Anyway, that's all from me. That's all for these favourites. And I will see you all very shortly in the next video. I've got so many videos going up at the moment. I've got 3 per week for the month of January, and then after that, it's going to be literally 1 every day. So stick around. There's a lot coming. Is there a rainbow? Not yet. Alright, well, that's all from me. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!